Good morning, my name's Chris Brown from Morgans Financial. We're here at the second day of the Noosa Mining and Exploration Conference. As you might hear in the background, there's about 700 people here, very well attended, over 1,000 online. I'm with Barry Cahill, the MD of Cyprium Metals, which is developing a copper project in Western Australia. Barry, can you tell us a bit about the project that you're developing?
Yeah, certainly. Thanks, Chris. So we've got the Nifty copper project and we're currently in a finance process. So we're going through documentation for finance, and when the documentation's done and the money's in the bank, we're going to build the project, which is the exciting bit, which is what obviously we're about. And we've got about a 12-month build because it's a refurbishment rather than a new construction build. There's a existing plant, there's existing heap leach pads, existing ore body and pit and all that. And then in 12 months' time, we'll be producing copper metal plate at the site, which is fantastic for us.
And there's a history of production, so the cost structure should be fairly well known, and there's a history of recovery, so your metallurgical performance should be well known. What's happened in the last couple of years in terms of costs, and when was your estimate of the CapEx and the OpEx completed?
So we finished our study at the start of the year, so all of our costs are pretty well up to date. And what we have noticed is as the revenue side, the copper price has gone up, the costs really have sort of chased them up. And when you look at, as we know, the copper price has dropped in recent times, but the Aussie dollar's gone with it. So in Australian dollar terms, our revenue has stayed similar, and our costs we've already calculated. The other advantage we have, of course, is we've got a gas power plant. So 15% of supply of gas in Western Australia is for domestic use. So the long-term gas price is pretty stable at that $5.50 a gigajoule mark, whereas over here, obviously, it's quite expensive. So that's quite stable. And of course, power is a major part of EW. So that part of it's been good. And of course, we own the infrastructure. So we don't have a lot of structural steel. And there's obviously not a lot of freight because we're not freighting a lot of construction materials in because it's a refurbishment. So on that side, we've been lucky. We've seen our labour costs go up, obviously, but we've allowed for that. We've seen some of our transport costs go up, but we've allowed for that. But other than that, we've been pretty well insulated from it, which has been a big advantage for us.
So given the history, the risk is relatively low. Can you tell us a bit about the mine life and maybe something about the exploration upside?
Yeah, certainly. So the resource is about 900,000 tonnes per annum. We're doing 25,000 a year in the phase one, which is the oxide phase. That'll go for about 7 to 10 years, and then there's a 20-year sulphide phase afterwards. So the sulphide phase, we're looking at metallurgically doing it by heap leach. If that doesn't work, we've got a 2.8 million tonne per annum concentrator on site. So when you look at the history of the site, heap leach has produced 200,000 tonne of copper metal in its life. The concentrators produce 500,000 tonne of metal from concentrate in its life. So we sort of covered everything off within the infrastructure that we've got, so we're lucky about that. Exploration-wise, to the south we've got another deposit that's nearly 500,000 tonne of copper, which is Maroochydore. And then IGO, Independence Group, are spending 32 million on exploration around the outside of our tenements. Not on the tenement position that we're on, but on the outside of the tenements that we own. When they spend that 32 million, they'll earn 70%. So we've really got sort of an egg in a different basket there all the way. We want to build Nifty, make money, and then we'll move down to Maroochydore. And then on Tuesday, we just actually released a resource for our other project at Nifty Well. So now we've got 3 projects with reasonably significant resources which we can build. So it's all charging ahead for us, going reasonably well.
A junior copper play. Copper's obviously going to benefit from the electrification of everything. Expecting to be in production in about 12, 18 months?
Yeah, second half of next year we'll produce copper metal plate, yep.
So have a look at Cyprium Metals and the Nifty copper play and the potential for exploration. Thanks very much.
Thank you.